Hi, Venkat.
Hi, Aishwarya.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. Thank you for coming on video.
Sure.
Hey, Sandeep. We'll just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes and then I think we should be good to start. Moshmi, Sandeep, would you be able to join us on video?
It's a bit difficult, but let me try.
Yeah, that would help. Thank you so much. Hi, Kishore. You're on mute.
Now fully unmuted.
Fully unmuted. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's lovely to see a fellow colleague.
Thank you. I wanted to come here, but sometimes what happens during the day, there is a challenge. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, I think we are at 4:33. So let's just begin. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing facilitating client growth. My name is Aishwarya Hariharan. I am a psychologist and a coach, a PCC certified coach. And at this moment, I work with an organization called as ZS Associates, where I am a leadership coach here. And along with it, I'm also supporting some change management initiative around the performance reimagine that we're doing in the organization. So that's a little bit about me in my personal life. I'm quite a boring person. I enjoy reading and alone time, and I'm a mother of three, so I have two dogs and one human child and a visiting cat who has adopted me. So yeah, that keeps me full in capacity in terms of what I do at home. So that's a little bit about me. Okay. So, quick question before we dive into the topic of facilitating growth. What is the goal of any coaching conversation?
I think it is to co-create, as we always say.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching is to co-create together and come up with some developmental initiatives, which is being taken by the coachee.
Yeah. So, co-creation, is co-creation the goal or it is a process through
It's a
which
process. It's a
something
process.
happens? Okay. So, what is the ultimate goal? So, why do people come to you say that, I need coaching? Or when organizations reach out saying that, hey, we need coaching for our firm?
It's just
What
to
is
help people, maybe it could be any kind of coaching. It could be life coaching, sports coaching. It could be executive coaching. So again, just to help them drive their excellence in a particular field. Yeah.
absolutely driving their excellence, their own personal excellence, whatever that may look like. Right. So the goal of any coaching, the ultimate goal of any coaching is turning awareness into action, insight into ownership, and learning into self-directed change, whatever that may look like for the audiences that come for coaching conversation. What is the contract for today's session? We always have coaching contracts before we dive directly into any conversation with our coachee. So here is a contract for today's session per se of what we're going to do. So this is not a learning program, so we're not going to delve too much into theory. There is nothing new that I can teach you about facilitating growth. This is what I call a noticing program. So as we go along, we are going to notice certain things. And as a result, you're here in this session to experience how growth happens. So that's the whole contract that we are setting in for today's session. Let's take a few minutes to prepare ourselves for the session. So I don't know, Sandeep, if you're driving or wherever you are, if you're safe and if you can, if you're stationed, take a place that you can sit in, ground yourself into a comfortable place.
Actually, I'm at my friend's place, so there's a lot of people around, which is exactly why I'm not able to turn the camera on. But yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm sitting at a comfortable place, safe.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much for joining in from even from your friend's place.
Sure.
Okay, so all right, everybody seated, comfortable in their own space.
Yeah.
So close your eyes. Let's take a few minutes to prepare ourselves for the experience. Close your eyes, breathe in for a few times and breathe out for a few times. As you breathe in from your nose. And as you breathe out from your mouth. As you breathe in from your nose, let your warm breath fill all your lungs with love and acceptance. As you breathe out, let all your stress, tension, blocks leave your body with every exhale you make. As you breathe in, gently tell yourself, I invite love, acceptance, prosperity, and abundance with each and every breath. And as you exhale, gently prompt yourself to let go of everything that's holding you back. All the stress, all the tension. With your eyes closed, in this moment, think of a client or a family member or a close friend, whomsoever you feel is stuck despite having all the insights. Invite them in the space that you are. Now notice, as you think of them, as you invite them in, what do you notice happening in you right now? You can make a mental note, or if you have a diary close by, you can use that for reflection and write it down. Make an internal scan. Locate where do you feel this awareness in your body? What emotions come up as you think of this person? And where do you feel them? It could be at a certain meridian point, like a heart chakra, a throat chakra, a solar plexus, or a specific body part, like heart, lungs, spinal cord, legs, head, wherever. Do an internal scan with your eyes closed. Stay with what you're noticing. Stay with the feeling. Instead of analyzing it, just stay with the sensation. If this sensation were to have a voice and it could speak to you, what would it say to you at this moment? You could make a mental note or write it down in your diary, whatever works for you. And what is becoming clearer to you when you stay with this rather than fixing it? Now that you've made a mental note of what you notice, where do you locate it, what is staying back, what is it saying, and what's the meaning that is getting generated as a result. Gently thank this client, friend, person, family member whom you invited into your space at this moment. Express your gratitude to them for having given you some clarity. And as you express your gratitude, allow them to walk outside the door or maybe into their own rooms and allow them to leave the space that you're in. And whenever you feel ready, tell yourself, I integrate all my bodies and personalities into the here and now, into myself. Tell yourself, integrate, integrate, integrate 3 times. Rub your palm against each other. Take your warm palms to your eyes, and you can open your eyes whenever you feel ready. Tell me, what were the reflections? Without naming the person or relationship, or you could just speak of what did you notice? Where was it located? What did it say to you? And the meaning that was therefore generated. Or use the chat if you feel comfortable. Either of it is okay.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for the exercise.
Thank you.
Had it continued for a few more minutes, then I would have missed the session.
Okay. And I hope you got the chance to reflect while I was saying whatever I was saying.
Yes, uh, I was able to bring my client with whom I had a session this morning.
Uh-huh.
And this person had come back to work after a long vacation.
Okay.
And instead of feeling relaxed, after joining back, suddenly he feels a kind of overwhelmed and so angry with himself that why everyone is so dependent on me.
Hmm. And what did that bring up for you? As in, what emotions got surfaced in you as he was speaking this to you in your internal space?
My space was like, I don't have to get join that sense of anxiety that he has got.
Hmm.
So, and I was like, when you said that I should feel that where he's stuck or and how do I feel in the body, and it was nothing. I could see that person from a distance, and I was kind of very alert with respect to my own feeling, like, hey, this is your journey, you have to evolve. I'm here with you.
Hmm.
So it was not causing any kind of
Disturbance for you.
disturbance inside of me. And I felt good that way. That, hey, if I can stay like this with a client, it's nice. There will not be any urgency for me that something must be solved immediately.
Hmm. So you did get clarity towards the end, saying this is probably something that I want to do more of.
Yes.
Okay, great. Any other sharing? Moshmi, Sandeep, Venkat, Nikhil, I know you just walked in. We just did a reflective exercise. So,
Yeah, still, I have no idea what happened, so I'll wait.
yeah, that's okay. So we invited any of your client in or your family member or friend or any close one whom you feel is stuck in a situation and just notice that person within you and look
Mm,
at do an internal scan basically. So,
okay.
so the reflective questions are here whenever you feel ready.
Okay.
Okay. So clients don't fail to act because they lack insight. They fail to act because something unnoticed holds them back. Awareness precedes change. So if your client or the people you're thinking about, they're not stuck because they don't have any insight or they don't know something. They fail to act because something unnoticed inside them holds them back. Let's get into a little bit of theory. Um, what do you see on the screen? Do you see small circle, flowers? Like, what do you see? Big circle, whatever.
And
A panda, you see a panda? Okay.
Yeah, I see the shapes. Yeah.
You see the shapes.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see the shapes here?
Yeah. Pac-Man and triangle.
Yeah, Pac-Man, triangle. Do you see IBM?
Mhm.
Do you see the panda there?
Yeah.
Now, why do we see this? The pictures are actually incomplete. Like the IBM logo that you see, it's just a few blocks put together.
Yeah. My brain is making shapes out of patterns.
Correct. So, as people, we are always looking for closures. We are always looking to complete something. And therefore, even if it is incomplete or if some pieces are missing, we have the tendency to put it all together and complete it into an image. Now, that image that we see might differ at times from person to person, but largely it remains the same. But the idea here is that we're always looking for closure, we're looking for completeness. And this completeness, the idea of completeness really comes in from Gestalt. Gestalt is a German word. Sorry, Sandeep, did you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So Gestalt is a German word for wholeness, for completeness, for something that is full. And the principle of Gestalt really says that the whole is greater than the sum of its disintegrated parts, or the whole is greater than the sum of its fragmented parts. So that is the reason why we end up seeing things in a complete form. We want to see things in a complete form. When something is incomplete, we remember it better. And that's why logos of all, most of the brands will use this incompleteness for brain recall, for memory, for the sake of us having, us remembering it better. Now let's understand what is the significance of this to, the growth, facilitating the growth and the coaching that we're doing. Now there is something called as the Gestalt cycle of experience that we'll be looking at. What it says is that, in simple words, if growth has to happen, it has to go through a certain cycle of experience, which is sensation, followed by recognition, then mobilization, then action, contact, satisfaction, withdrawal, and the fertile void. These are 8 stages that any experience has to go through if it were to feel complete for any individual. Whether it's you, me, clients, friends, family, colleagues, whoever we are thinking about. Let me give you a very simple example to explain this. So let's say you're feeling thirsty. So when you feel thirsty, how do you know that you're feeling thirsty?
Sensation.
Yeah, you have a certain sensation. Your throat goes dry, your tongue is dry, and then that sensation tells you something, right? Like, how do you know it's thirst and it's not hunger?
See, we assign meaning to the sensation based on our past experience. So there is a rule created in my head that when this happens, this means this.
Correct. So there is some kind of recognition of sensation. So when your throat goes dry, your tongue is dry, and you say, oh, I'm feeling thirsty. Therefore, you recognize that sensation within you. And when you recognize that sensation, you want to get up from your chair, or if you're sleeping, you get up from your bed, you walk towards the water cooler. As soon as you walk towards the water cooler, you want to fill a glass full of water. Now, until then, you have mobilized yourself, you've taken action. The filling of the the water in the glass is the action that you take. Now, when that glass touches your lips and you are able to drink that water, you come in contact with that water. Once you have come in contact with that water, you've had a few sips or you've had a few glasses, you go into satisfaction. You finally feel complete. You feel, okay, I've satiated my thirst. I've had enough water. Now I don't feel like having more water. So I will withdraw. I'll go back to doing whatever I was doing before. Once I withdraw, I'm ready. The fertile void is I'm ready for the next action. I'm ready for the next need and the satiation of the next need. This is the cycle that each individual follows when they have to complete, or each one of us have certain needs. We want to move towards fulfilling those needs. So there is the recognition of the need, then there is mobilization towards that, there is action taken, there is contact happening, there is satisfaction, withdrawal, and then the movement towards the next need. Now let's take a client example of how this would probably fit into a client situation. So Rama is a high achiever. She has a PhD in data analytics and is in a very successful high-paying leadership position in an IT consulting firm. She has led many successful projects and teams and has solved many complex problems for the organization she works for. However, she tells her coach that she never feels good enough and ends up constantly critiquing her own performance. So what Gestalt says is that at any given point in time, the reason why we don't feel growth, or we don't feel that you excelled in something, or we've completed a certain cycle, is because we are blocked at either of the stages, in between stages. So between sensation and recognition, or between mobilization and action, or between action and contact, or between contact and satisfaction. The block can come in anywhere, any place, and that acts as an interference to moving forward. So if you look at the case in front of you, and taking our water example, where do you think Rama is? Or where do you think Rama is getting blocked when she tells herself that, hey, I'm not good enough, or is critiquing her own performance?
Satisfaction, definitely, she is not satisfied.
Full
And
marks for
maybe,
that.
yeah, and maybe she's not also sensing something.
She's sensing it. That's why she's able to articulate that she's
Correct. Yeah.
unable to, she feels like this.
Correct. Yeah.
So the contact basically is broken between contact and satisfaction. So while she's doing her job, she's completing her task, she's achieving what it requires, to achieve in that particular task, etc., and is able to provide solutions. After that, she doesn't feel satisfied with her own work. So therefore, her gestalt cycle is somewhere getting stuck between contact and satisfaction, and therefore no withdrawal. So a possibility of such a client is that they may jump into too many projects very quickly, jump into too many settings very quickly, because they want to keep continuing between sensation and contact. Okay, let's look at another example. Ron is a leader in a large conglomerate. Lately, he has noticed that he has sweaty palms, nervous laughs, and stammering when he enters any meeting with a powerful stakeholder. This sometimes leaves him feeling inferior and choked. No matter how prepared he is, he ends up staying silent in an important meeting. Where do you think is his?
Mobilization or action, I think,
In
is not.
between what, Nikhil? Say in between what? The block is in between.
Could it be the withdrawal?
No, not withdrawal, because he's not able to speak at all. So he's prepared, but he's not speaking.
Yeah, so he's recognizing what is happening, but not mobilizing, or maybe internal mobilization happening, but action not happening.
Very good. That's absolutely right. So recognition is there, but mobilization is not there. So he senses, and that's the reason why he's able to recognize sweaty palms and nervous laughters or stammering, etc., happening to him, which is the sensation bit, the bodily reactions to a certain situation. He recognizes them as being nervous. However, he's unable to do anything about that nervousness, mobilize his nervousness towards action, and because of which he's getting stuck between recognition and mobilization. Is it getting clearer?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take one more. Preeta is a beautiful woman with a very successful corporate career. However, in her personal life, she's unable to form satisfying intimate relationships. She finds herself moving from one man to another without deeply connecting with any of them. As a child, she felt unloved throughout and also was sexually abused. Where do you think the problem is really, or the block is?
Yeah, I think between contact and satisfaction again.
Okay. Is contact really happening if she's not able to form intimate relationships at all?
Okay, then action and contact, yeah.
Amazing. That's right. So while she's taking action towards, maybe forming a relationship, but is it really going into the depths of intimacy is something that there is a question on. And therefore, her movement from one man to another without fully experiencing a relationship as a whole. Okay, great. So why are we doing all this? Let's go back to your client. So an incomplete cycle of gestalt is called as an unfinished business. So whenever there is something incomplete, when there is a block in a certain area, there is unfinished business. If there is unfinished business, there is memory of the unfinished business, but there is no growth because of the stuckness that we experience.
I have a question. Can you go back to the previous slide on that circle?
This one?
Yeah,
Or
I
take
was,
the
I
main
was,
circle?
yeah, I'm just wondering, after contact, if satisfaction has happened, then why withdrawal?
Withdrawal is not not the way that we understand withdrawal from a psychology, from the regular lingo standpoint, where you're saying that you are withdrawn. That's not
Okay.
the explanation here. Withdrawal is more of saying that I have received what I wanted to receive. I am feeling complete, so I'm ready to move on to the next need. So in relationship, how it looks like between two people is that we are here, we are ready to move towards the next growth of this relationship.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know. Does Gestalt also say that after satisfaction, withdrawal cycle may repeat?
There will be a new need that can get created.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's say the forming stage of relationship is getting to know each other, etc., etc. Once you have known each other and you feel, trusted and you're trusting, etc., you want to move to the next need of that relationship to grow. So whatever that may look like.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
I know withdrawal, when you see that for the first time, it's a little confusing of why do I need to withdraw? Like,
Yeah.
That matches very well when you use the thirst as a metaphor.
yes, yes. Okay. And thirst can be of different kinds. I just use water.
Yes. I'm using
Okay,
tea right now.
amazing. So let's go back to your client and let's go back to thinking about the client, the person that was there on your mind. And let's look at, so what about the client or the person on your mind, and use the chat, to answer some of these questions. In your last meeting with them, and Kishore, you said that it was right in the morning, so maybe for some of you it's in the morning or maybe it's sometime back. In your last meeting, what did you not say to them? What questions did you avoid, and what truth did you dilute? We're not going into analyzing this or, like looking at why or, any of those things. We're just looking at What did I not say when I met this person? What questions did I avoid? What truth did I dilute?
See, for me, in this particular session, because this client has come after a couple of months, one side was the overwhelm for him, and the other was that one question that why everything is so dependent on me. So that was a kind of, very tempting for me to ask him question about the transformation side, because something that he has not done in past that has so hurting right now. So, and I wanted to take him to that route, but but I felt that he has got some other urgency that needs to be addressed first. So urgency is that how do I make things, functional right now?
So there was some transformation related questions that you wanted to ask, which you did not ask.
Yeah, because I felt he was not really prepared to go there. Because
You avoided it
currently priorities were different.
Okay. Okay. Now think of this other question. What stopped you from saying it? And
I think that got answered.
Yeah, and think of it, so what if his priorities are different? So what if he seemed not ready?
It was again, and it's my part that it's my judgment that I felt that he was not ready.
Correct. So what stopped you? Okay, so your judgment around. Anybody else who wants to share? Okay, so in Gestalt, when energy is stuck, it is usually because something was never said. Something went unsaid or undone. And that is the reason why energy may get stuck in a certain space, in a certain place. Plus, facilitating growth often requires us to finish these unfinished moments in the coaching space. Here I'm talking about coaching space because this is more of a coach competency, but this is applicable to any relationship that we hold with anybody in the world. So one of the techniques that Gestalt uses to finish these unfinished businesses is something very similar to what we started off with, is inviting this person into your space and really talking about what's going on. Talking about your own emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, what was said, unsaid, what was left behind, and so on and so forth. That's called as the empty chair technique. You can also do it physically while you are in a setup. Right now, we are not going into a demo or getting into this exercise because because of the way we are situated, and then looking at what is this, what is this what is this meaning getting generated for us? That entire piece, whether it is in situations of our clients or whether it is in situations outside of their client, and professional space, that one bit of grounding really helps.
I'm going to use this framework for myself. If my day is not going great, I can immediately draw the circle and find out where something is blocked. That's why I'm not feeling great right now. So I think that this can be a good funny exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikhil, Sandeep, any reflections from your end?
No, I think good learning about Gestalt at least. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think this is something that we already spoke of. Finally, this is the meat that we're looking for. The definition: partners with the client to transform learning and insight into action, promotes clients' autonomy in the coaching process. So works with the client to integrate a new awareness. So through the exercise, what we try to do is bring in new awareness around where probably there is stuckness between the client and coachee relationship. Partners with the client to design goals, actions, accountability, to look at where is my stuckness, where am I getting stuck in the old gestalt experience cycle, and therefore what are goals, what is it that I want to say which is unsaid, or what is it that I want to finish which is unfinished at this moment. Acknowledge and supports clients' autonomy, allow people their time, the space that they need to work with all of that they are working with, and supports the client in identifying potential results. So looking at, how is this all, all of this impacting you, and what is it that you are taking along with it. Invites the client to consider how to move forward, including any resources, support, or potential barriers. So again, the last questions that we did, what stuckness would you want to release, and therefore what actions do you want to take? Partners with the client to summarize learning, to look at what do we consolidate as a result, and partners with the client to integrate learning, to make sure that the learning becomes then a part of their personality, part of whatever they did. So that is the whole withdrawal piece that we are talking about. That beyond that, that same learning need not happen. You can move to the next bit, the next chapter in your life. Most of us continue to repeat our stories because we haven't learned, or there is unfinished and stuck energy in the same area, the same place that we're still continuing to work on. Acknowledges the client's progress and success, and partners with the client to close the session. So as we come to the closing of this session, I want to leave you with just one thought, which is written. So Fritz Perls is the author of Gestalt therapy. He's the one who conceptualized and designed and practiced Gestalt therapy. So nothing changes until it becomes what it is. Great, I'm done, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there, and despite the technical challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aishwarya.
Thank you so much.
It was nice.
All right.
Mhm.
And I think I stuck to the time boundary, so I'm grateful.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.